Hey, Soul Family, welcome back. I am Darash with part 5 of my series, The Beginning of the End. For those of you that are new, welcome and thank you for joining. I am at work, so as always, I ask that you please forgive me in advance for the pauses that will occur in this video. I believe in part 4, I left off with, Karen had picked up a candle holder to lunge at me. She never actually lunged the candle, she put it down. Her cousin was yelling and screaming in the background. Karen, that's Darash. That's Darash. It was a reflex. It was a reflex. Calm down. She didn't mean it. Karen goes upstairs. Egypt goes upstairs after her. The cousin grabs the baby and then she goes upstairs. I'm not going to lie, I stayed downstairs for a few moments because, again, you guys, I'm shocked. I'm processing. I can't believe that what is happening is happening. And especially this way. So after a few moments, I finally go upstairs. When I make it upstairs into the kitchen, I can hear Karen in the bathroom. And she's steady freaking out about her face. And she's like, the bleeding won't stop. I'm going to have to go to the hospital. Oh my God, I'm going to have stitches. Look at what she did to my face. And she eventually makes a video call to one of her brothers. Now, this brother is known to be with the shits, right? And so she video calls him, and when he sees her face, the first thing he does is freak out. What happened to you? What happened to your fucking face? So she tells him Darash did it. And what? What the fuck? And she's like, yeah. She was like, she hit me. She hit me. No one thought to ask themselves, and I'm speaking specifically of the children because they know me. No one thought to ask themselves, this is not of Darash, so why would she do such a thing, right? So, anyways, she's like telling him how she wants him to come and shoot up my home. And I don't remember who it was, but I believe it was her cousin that said, your siblings live here. And she was so pissed off, she was like, she didn't care. Fortunately enough, this particular brother did not come by my home shooting up anything, but he did make sure he gave his father a phone call, cussed him out, and told him how he was going to come whoop his ass for letting his wife do what she did to his sister. Type of person Egypt is, he don't take too kindly to threats, and he ain't threatened by a threat either. So he tells this particular son, go ahead, bring your ass. I'll be outside on the fucking front porch waiting on you. He comes downstairs. At this time, I'm downstairs and I am going through Niket's things and I am packing some things up for him. At this time, I don't know if I'm ever going to see him again. I don't know what's going to transpire, right? So I'm processing things at the same time while packing. Can't believe the events that had just taken place while upstairs before Karen decided to, after Karen asked her brother to come and shoot up my home, she came back into the kitchen where I was standing. And I'm telling her, like, Karen, you got to calm down. You know, I didn't mean for that to happen. And she's like, shut up, bitch. She was like, it's like that for you. She came over and she swung at me. When she swung, the first time, she barely grazed me. So it was like her hand just barely like slipped past my lip. She kept going. Then a few more words transpired. She cursed me some more. You know, I hate you. You know, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And when she said that, she took another swing. This time she swung, she hit me in my temple. I didn't feel it initially. I felt the impact, like the pressure, but no pain initially. So at this point, I'm telling Egypt, you better come get your daughter because I don't want to have to fight her. And so Egypt grabs her and he removes her into the living room and he's talking to her. Eventually, They end up outside on the front porch along with her cousin and the baby. That's when I had taken myself downstairs to start getting the baby's clothes together. So I'm thinking about everything that had just transpired upstairs, trying to process that now. In the midst of that, Egypt comes downstairs and he comes over to me and he says, "You know, we got a problem now, right?" I think to myself, wow. But I tell him, "You damn right we got a problem." And so he grabs the bag that I had just packed and he takes it upstairs. And I'm thinking to myself, Darash, what the fuck are you doing? You're with a man who just came to you after his daughter came into your home, verbally and physically disrespected you while he didn't say not a word. And because you chose to defend yourself. And unfortunately now his daughter will possibly have to go and have stitches. Now there's a problem between you and I? Okay. There was going to be a problem between us anyway because he didn't do a damn thing as usual. He didn't say a damn thing. He didn't try to stop anything. So anywho, after he grabbed that bag, I'm thinking to myself, something's got to give, right? I can't stay here. How can I stay here? How can we come back from this? You know? The disrespect, it's gone way too goddamn far. Now it's with the children, not just extended family members of his, but now with the children that I deal with, that I'm close to, right? How do we bounce back from that? Egypt never addresses anything with those I end up having confrontations with. So I knew he wasn't going to address this situation. Eventually, he receives a phone call from Karen after she had left, and she's telling him that we will never see Niket again, that it'll be over her dead body that we see him again. And now he's trying to explain himself and, oh, well, you know, both of y'all. Well, no, first he says you were wrong. When he said that pissed her off and she started going on. And then he goes, well, both of you guys were wrong, you know. And they end their conversation eventually. I had called my cousin because I can't stay here, right? I asked her if I could come and stay with her for a while, and she agrees. When she agrees, initially my thought was to take my children with me because I always take my children with me. If I'm not there at the home, Egypt won't be there at the home, so they wouldn't have been looked after. But instead, I chose to go alone and leave the children at home because it didn't make sense to remove my children from their home where they have their own rooms and their own space and where they're, you know, they go to school right down the street. Everything is convenient for them. So why uproot them from what's comfortable for them just to take them with me? So what I did was I ensured that I pulled my children to the side. I had a conversation with them. I let them know that I was going to leave for a while and that I was not taking them with me. However, every single day, I came home and I was there by the time they got home from school. So I was there to help them with homework. I was there to assist them with anything that they needed. I was there to make sure that they did their chores, and I was there to cook them dinner. After dinner is when I would make it back to my cousin's home. On that first night that I got to my cousin, needless to say, after experiencing everything that I had just experienced, of course, my cousin wanted to know, you know, what was going on. So I'm trying to explain it to her, but now I can't explain it without being choked up, without crying, without bawling my ass off. I cried so hard, y'all. You would have thought that I was at someone's funeral. I cried that hard. But it made sense that I grieved that way because I had to bury her that night. That night she had to, for lack of better words, she had to die. In my heart, she had to die. In my mind. Because how could we ever come back from that? This is a child that I had helped raised. This is a child that I had taught about herself and being a young lady. This is a child that I had held so dear and so close to me. This is a child that I was really close with and I bonded with. And now, out of nowhere, or what seemed to be out of nowhere, this child disrespects me on a level that I can't even fathom. And I'll admit, I have no other choice but to believe that the way she spoke to me that evening, the way she treated me, her putting her hands on me, all of those things in my mind, all of those things weren't for me. All of those things were things that she wished or wanted to say to her mother, the way she wanted to treat, or like, that wasn't for me. It was for her biological mother. And the only reason I say this is because their relationship isn't and or wasn't so great at the time. She and I were actually closer than her and her biological mother. So hopefully that'll help you all to understand why I was so devastated. Anyways, I cried and I bawled my ass off for 2 weeks. I cried from the core of me, from my soul, the depths of my soul, as if this child had really passed away. And man, I've never experienced anything like it, y'all. It was painful. It really was. It really, really was. Um, Anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause and leave it there. I will pick back up with episode 6. I apologize, part 6 of my series. Later, y'all. Mwah.